Hey friends, I just pulled a fabulous low-carb, cheesy, twice-baked cauliflower from the oven, and I'm about to show you how to make it from start to finish. Hello my friends, I hope that this finds you very, very well. Today I'm going to share a recipe that my family loves, and it's something that is healthier than potatoes, but you feel like you're not missing out. I used to call it twice baked cauliflower, but since there's not 2 baking sessions, I now just call it cheesy cauliflower mash or bake. And I just want to let you know that we are big potato fans here, and we are not hating on potatoes, but my husband Zane and I are trying to watch our carb intake because he had a high A1C a few months ago, and his doctor has said you have to bring that down. And potatoes are not great for people who are struggling with prediabetes. So I've come up with a cauliflower side that is delicious. You won't fool everyone, but I will say I had my whole family over recently, and I served this with, I think we had steak, and everyone thought that it was a potato dish. So I'm gonna start by showing you how I make it. I'm just cooking for 2 tonight, and this is not as much a recipe as it is a how-to, because you can't really go wrong with this. So I want to start by telling you how I prepare my cauliflower to retain the optimal nutrients. I steam it. You can boil it, but I steam it, and I want to show you how. There are 2 ways that you can steam cauliflower or any vegetables or food, and that's with a steamer basket. Now I have a Wolf steam oven. Love, love, love it. Couldn't live without it, but that's a very high priced appliance that not everyone can afford or they have room for in their kitchen. So you can also get standalone steamers. Some crock pots will steam, multi-cookers, but the least expensive and to me the quickest and easiest is to use a steamer basket. There are several sizes of steamer basket. If you get one like this that's low and wide, you can steam in a pan like this, and I'll link to all of my cookware and my steamer baskets. So this is just my Caraway Home skillet that I am putting this steamer basket in, and this is what I'm going to use today because it's easier to get the cauliflower in. You can also, this is my Caraway Home saucepan. So I have this, but it's not quite as big as this, so I'm not going to use this for the cauliflower, but this is one I reach for a lot for eggs or for smaller things that I need to steam. Here's how it works. We're just going to run our water. You're not boiling, you're steaming, so your water is just going to come. It can peek through the holes, but you don't have to go much farther. So there you have it. We're gonna start getting this ready. And here is the cauliflower. So I've washed it, and I'm going to cut it into even slices or florets because it will steam evenly that way. So I'm just doing it about like that. I'm sorry, since I'm facing this way, I'm not going to talk because I'm afraid y'all won't hear me. Here we go. Also, when you slice your cauliflower, it makes it easier to fit into the steamer basket. If it's in big clumps, sometimes it crowds the steamer basket. Okay, so even though the water has not started boiling, I'm going to go ahead and put this in. You don't have to wait till the water boils and the steam starts. You can go ahead and put your cauliflower in. This is so easy. And cauliflower that is steamed is going to retain more of its nutrients than if it's boiled. So that is a plus. Okay, and I've talked about this before. I believe that if you season in layers or stages, your food will be so much better. I'm going to put some salt. This is Redmond's Real Salt. I will link to that as well. If you are not familiar with Redmond's Real Salt, this is salt that is mined in Utah. It's a family-owned business, and if you'll see, the salt is not white and stripped bare of all the minerals and nutrients. It's retained, and you're getting all of that goodness because our body needs minerals. So this is one great way to get your minerals. I have every salt and every seasoning of Redmond's, and it's wonderful, and I think I may have a discount code. I'll share it below. And then I'm not going to add pepper. No, so just the salt. The water is starting to bubble, so I'm going to show you. So the water is starting to boil, and so the steam is rising. So you're going to want to cover your skillet. A lid is imperative because if you don't have a lid, the steam is just going to go into the air and it will probably end up steaming the cauliflower, but it will take long. Your water might dry out. You always want to put the lid because that creates like a steam oven and it just keeps the steam concentrated where it will penetrate the cauliflower and make it tender and ready for us to finish this dish. So this will take probably 15-20 minutes. So I'm going to set my timer and I will be back and we'll finish this dish. The cauliflower is steamed and ready to turn into a wonderful creamy cheesy cauliflower mash bake. There you have it, and you just discard the water. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to mix everything in this bowl, and I'm going to give you a tip. Work while the cauliflower is hot because it's going to yield better results. If you're adding butter, which I am, add your butter while it's hot and try to add it at room temp where it's soft and it'll melt right in. And I'm going to add cottage cheese because that's going to add not only richness, but it's going to add protein. I am not going to emulsify the curds, and you're gonna see why. Now, I don't mind curds, but these curds are going to go away, and I'm gonna share that with you in a minute. So I'm putting that in there, gonna stir that up. I'm going to add some half and half. You wanna add some liquid, and the more fat, the better it's gonna taste and feel, but you can add skim milk, you can add almond milk. Okay, guys, I've got to take my wedding ring off. It's starting to slip. See how easy this is? Now I'm going to add my second layer of Redmond's real salt. Now I'm going to add some freshly ground pepper. Blah, blah, blah. Then I'm going to add Lowry's garlic salt. I'm addicted to this, as you can see. There's nothing like it. Doesn't take much. It's just fabulous. So I've added this, and I'm going to show you my trick for making it smooth and creamy and not having to pull out a hand mixer with all the blades. I could not live without. This is a Braun. I've had several brands, they're all great. This is an emulsifier and it does all the work in just seconds. So I'm going to show you, and I'll link to everything. Put it here. You can watch it turn into like the consistency of mashed potatoes. This will puree, and you're using one blade, one small appliance. Look at this. I love this. You can use this to puree soups. If you're making bean soup, you can take out some of the beans, puree them, and put it back, and it'll make the soup creamy. But I use this all the time for this dish. Oh my goodness, okay. Seconds, that may not have even been a minute. Look at this. Look at this. I like to put it in a pretty dish like a pie plate. And it's probably not going to stick, but I just always spray pans with avocado oil just in case. So I'm going to pour it like so. And you can make this ahead. We're not having dinner for about 3 more hours, maybe 4. Perfect make ahead. You just stick it in the fridge and heat it through, or I could heat it through right now, thus baking it. Okay, so here's the mash. This is gonna take it over the top. You all know what this is. Parmesan Reggiano. It doesn't take much, but if you buy the real thing, it's worth it. You just put that over the top. This gives so much flavor and complexity, the nutty sharpness of the Parmesan. Add a little more pepper. And here you have it. Now, you could technically get a spoon and eat this just like this, but what I love to do, and what I think is prettier and more elegant and more suitable for entertaining or serving guests, is I put this in a 350 oven uncovered. It will develop a little golden crust, and the Parmesan will turn into just little crispy bits of Parmesan, and you just break into it. It's like a twice baked potato, but you have at least half the carbs, if not less. You have the flavors of the cheese, the cottage cheese, the protein from the cottage cheese, and then all this richness from the Parmesan, the half and half. It could not be easier and it could not be more delicious. I'm going to stick this in the fridge because, as I said, we're not eating for probably 3 or 4 more hours, but this is done. So all I do is stick it in the oven 30 minutes before we plan to eat and heat it through. And this is also good left over. The recipe that is on my blog is more for when you have company and you want to do a loaded, twice-baked cauliflower mash, and the kids all love it. Instead of Parmesan, you do cheddar. You can do bacon bits. You can chop some chives. You can add sour cream. You can add cream cheese. You can make this as calorie laden or as low carb as you like. That's the beauty of it. That's the versatility of it. So I hope you like it. Please leave comments and let me know your thoughts. And also, if you enjoy my content, if you will like and subscribe to my channel, I would be so grateful. And as always, until next time, be blessed and stay savvy.